Teddy Roosevelt was the 26th President of the United States. He was known for his colorful personality and love of nature. Despite this, he was actually a sickly child, afflicted with severe asthma and many other childhood diseases from the time. He went to Columbia Law School before embarking into politics, winning a seat in the New York State Assembly in 1882. He initially found politics to be tedious and decided to retire for a more adventurous life in the West. He attempted to become a rancher, but a tough winter wiped out his herd. To make matters worse, his mother passed due to typhoid fever, only for his wife to die a day later after giving birth to his daughter. He eventually resigned from his post as Assistant Secretary of the Navy and raised his own volunteer cavalry regiment for the Spanish-American War. They became the first United States Volunteer Cavalry, better known as the Rough Riders. The Rough Riders were a regiment of over 1,000 cowboys, ranchers, miners, college athletes, DMX, and more, raised by Teddy for action in the war. In Civilization VI, Teddy's leader bonus allows him to build Rough Riders. The Rough Riders are a unique cavalry unit. They earn culture from kills on your capitalist continent, which I honestly don't know why. Maybe they felt like this was something that would complement America's tendency to go for cultural victories. They also have +10 strength on hills, which may be a reference to them playing a role at the Battle of San Juan Hill, the decisive battle of the war. They are also a great unit to build as they have only a 2 gold maintenance cost and no resource cost. When compared to the standard industrial era heavy cavalry unit, the cuirassier, you'll see that it costs more production in gold, but has superior strength and speed. That, coupled with Roosevelt's abilities, allow the Rough Rider to become a very powerful defender, able to cross large spans of land. After the war, with some newfound celebrity, Teddy managed to become William McKinley's vice president, and following McKinley's assassination in 1901, Roosevelt was sworn in as President of the United States. He was president during a very progressive time in America's history, and he primarily worked to break up corporate corruption and monopolies. He's particularly well known for his foreign policy stances, based on the old adage, speak softly and carry a big stick. This, of course, leads to his agenda, otherwise known as Big Stick. His agenda makes his CPU counterpart like peaceful civs with a city on his home continent, and gives Teddy a dislike for those who start war on his home continent. This also references his foreign policy stance, as well as what became known as the Roosevelt Corollary. Teddy's leader bonus is the Roosevelt Corollary, which grants units a +5 combat strength bonus on their home continent. The name and effect of the bonus is based after the Roosevelt Corollary, which was actually an addition to the Monroe Doctrine, which initially stated that European intervention into North and South America would be considered hostile. The Corollary was declared in 1904 after the Venezuelan crisis, where the Venezuelan president refused to pay debts and damages suffered by European peoples in the Venezuelan Civil War. Numerous powers then decided to create a blockade, and international courts were brought in. The courts decided that the countries which blockaded would receive preferential treatment, i.e., getting paid first, but Roosevelt was having none of that. The Corollary added that America would exercise its police power to keep European powers out. Based on these descriptions, it makes a lot of sense why the leader bonus grants additional combat strength when on their home continent. The bonus also grants +1 appeal to all tiles in a city with a national park. This is likely due to the fact that old Teddy loved nature and was known to sometimes disappear for months on adventure. He very famously also went on a safari in Africa and an expedition to the Amazon, during which he killed or trapped over 11,000 animals for the Smithsonian Museum, which of course you can see today. Teddy eventually survived an assassination attempt, and after leaving office, he eventually passed away in 1919 from breathing issues.
If I must choose between righteousness and peace, I choose righteousness.